now beginning the NAGM tier list of who I could beat in a fight and who would toss me. So I guess we'll just go ahead and jump right into this because the true content is going to be in my assessment of these individuals. So starting off with probably the skinniest person of the bunch is Kale's Luna. I hate to say it, but I think that I would absolutely destroy Kale's Luna. One of the skinniest GMs that we have ever seen. I don't know, man. I think it just takes like one little snap, and that's all it'll be at the end of the day. I haven't seen Kale's in person before, but I think I'd snap him. I think I'd just snap him just that easily. You know, listens to a lot of you know, emo goth music. Usually that means that you can't fight very well. I used to listen to a lot of that back in the day, still do. I'm not the best fighter, so I think that kind of tracks. So I think I could destroy Kale's Luna in a very easy fight, okay? Licks Ticks, thank you so much. Almost sounds like Lick Tit, almost. But thank you so much for that follow. Good to have you here. I think the green box has a typo. Oh, does it? I would completely obliterate me. Oh, shit, it does. Well, it's a good thing I can fix that. Would completely obliterate them. I would completely obliterate Kale's Luna. No questions asked. I'm sorry. Sorry to call the shade. All right, next up, Dimitri Kazanoff. This guy looks pretty reasonable. I think this would be a fair fight. I think a lot of these are probably going to end up being fair fights. I already know a few people who like I could probably beat and probably toss my shit. But I think this would be a pretty fair fight. I think we're around the same size, around the same physique. I see that he's got a lot of different like stuff in his background, so you know his tools for fighting might be there. But I don't know, man. I think that I think this would be a pretty fair fight, and it's just mostly due to the fact that he's around the same size as me. He wouldn't tower over me. He's not gonna like break like a twig like Kale's Luna would, and I don't know, man. I feel like Dimitri can fight. I see it in his eyes. Hearthstone players are either like probably like the most buff people in the world because you have people like Lawful Dog who literally bench presses a ridiculous amount, or you got people that are just really skinny. But I think this would be a pretty fair fight. I think Dimitri might have some experience, but I don't know. Okay, so next up is Dreadeye. I think I'd toss Dreadeye. I think I would actually toss Dreadeye in a fight. I think that's a very I think I can confidently speak on that. I'll try to put these in like the order of which I think I could beat them. But I don't know, man. I think Dreadeye seems a little short. He might be able to get like some pretty explosive attacks on me because he's a very very emotional player, I would say. You can really see it that his passion is there. And if he had the same fighting for passion that he did in Hearthstone, maybe he could beat me. But I don't know if he could do it. Sorry to call out a fellow Hype Horizon mate, but I don't know, Dreadeye. I think I could toss you. Jay Alexander would be S tier. I'm not biased. Dude, Jay Alexander looks kind of buff. I think maybe I would have a small chance of beating him, but I would probably end up losing that. All right, next up is Eddie. I want to be fair to Eddie. I've seen him before. He's around the same size as me. I think Eddie would put up a good fight. I'm not 100% certain on that though. I'm kind of putting him here because I think that Eddie might know more about being able to beat up people than I'm assuming. But the only reason I'm giving him so much of a leeway or so much room is because he's around the same size as me and he's a little bigger. I don't know if I would have the strength to like. I know I would have the strength, but it would be a very a fight that would be all about endurance. You know, like maybe he can absorb more blows than I can. I'm not exactly the most buff or the most I don't have a lot of weight on me. I think that it would be a pretty good fight, but I would put money on me beating Eddie. I'd put money on that. All right, next up is Ego Waffle. Ego Waffle, that mean look. I don't know, man. I feel like Ego could fight. If I remember correctly, Ego lives in like East Coast or something. Maybe I'm getting that confused. Let me double check this real quick, actually, before I just start spewing some false information. If I remember correctly, Ego lives like near like New York or something. And if that's the case, then you definitely gotta know how to fight around there. Okay, I am not able to find out. Wait, hold on a minute. He went to he went to like Akron or something. He used to be in like a he used to do like collegiate esports with Hearthstone. So I forget what college he's from, but I think he's from the East Coast, and people from the East Coast tend to know how to fight. So I think maybe because of that reason, Ego Waffle is leading on more. He's not leading on as much as most people would think, and he might be able to use that to his advantage. He also just is a very, very smart individual. I'm not saying that any of these individuals are not smart, but Ego Waffle is very intellectual with the way that he talks. So who knows? Maybe he could fight as well. I think that would be a pretty difficult one for me to beat, but I would put Ego Waffle up there. All right, next up is Fled, one of the most collected GMs I've seen. He reacts when he needs to react, and you know when he's upset. He's very, very what's the word I'm looking for? He's very I'm really struggling to find the word right now. He's very responsive, I guess. He's very responsive to plays. Like if something goes well, he'll let you know. But in any case, I think this would be a pretty fair fight. I don't know enough information about him to know if he would like maybe be a little bit bigger than I'm assuming. He's also very close to the camera a lot of the time. So maybe I'm thinking that he's pulling off like a peacock effect, you know, where he might be smaller than he actually is leading on. But I think I could beat him. I think I could beat Fled. But it would be a very fair fight. I don't really know how much of an easy fight that would be. Wish I knew more information about him, but just based off of his presence on the GM streams and how collective he is, I feel like it would be a very fair fight. You know, he wouldn't just like, you know, start swinging and just like hope he would hit. Like he would like wait for his moment, you know, kind of deal. He probably looks like he could take a few punches too. So, all right, next up is Frozen. I want to put Frozen in the category that I would completely obliterate them. I think that I would beat the crap out of Frozen. He's like kind of my height as well, but I think I've got more mass than he does. I got more muscle. I don't know how hard he can hit. How hard can he hit? I don't know, man. He also looks kind of skinny. I have seen him in person though. Wait, hold on a minute. Hasn't he been lifting? Wait, hold on a minute. I forgot. Frozen lifts. I knew there was one GM that like posted like their fitness regimen. Hold on a minute. He can actually fight because he has some muscle at least. Hold on a minute. Oh God, hold on a minute. I forgot about that. That's key information. He literally works out. Crap. Maybe this is actually more of a fair fight than I'm assuming. You know, okay. You know, I completely forgot about the fact that he works out. I was mostly just judging him on his physique off of this picture, but I think that this is like his profile picture from like 3 years ago, and he actually posts a lot of stuff on his social medias about how when he's not playing Hearthstone, he's at the gym. So I don't know, man. I think maybe I gotta put him up here. I wanted to put him down here because I think I could destroy him, but no, like that might be a fair fight. I think I have to end it up here. I think I have to do it up here. Literally, the fact that he works out. I don't work out that much. I don't have as much mass. Oh man, I think I have to put him up here. It feels right. All right, next up is Killin' All Day. Killin' All Day is another person that I've met in real life, so I know about how big he is, and I would say that we're around the same size. But I feel like he could take more damage than I could. He's like slightly buffer, just more mass than I do, but we're around the same size. I think this would be a somewhat fair fight, but I want to put it in the chance that I'll probably lose, because again, like he could probably take more hits than me. Maybe it's just fair to put it here. Again, I've seen him in person. I'm around the same size as him. I don't see Killin' All Day ever posting anything about him working out. Maybe I put him down here. Maybe I put him down here. The real question that I have to ask myself is, what is like my potential of being able to fight people? Because I'll tell you guys right now, I've only been in like 3 fights in my entire life. Like actual like fisticuff fights. And they were all when I was in grade school. So I wouldn't exactly go so far to call them fights. It's not like I was like, you know, in a fisticuffs brawl with someone at like, you know, high school lunch and, you know, there's blood come out of someone's head. Like I'm not that kind of guy. Desop, HS, thank you so much for that follow. But I think that I could beat Killin' All Day. There might be a chance that I'm underestimating him, and that's why I'm gonna put him in the he'll probably lose. But yeah, I think that I could maybe beat Killen all day. All right, Language Hacker. We got another skinny boy. Another skinny boy. I'm sorry, Language Hacker, but I think I could beat you up. I think I could beat up Language Hacker. Again, very, very skinny. I don't think I've seen him in person. Wait, hold on. I have seen him in person before. He's shorter than I am. I know that for a fact. He is definitely shorter than me. Yeah, I would obliterate him. I think I would actually kick the shit out of Language Hacker. I don't know, man. I really believe that it came down to it. If it was me or him, it would be me. And it'd be a pretty safe bet. Okay, you know what? That is a good point. He does have rage. He does have the rage. But is the rage gonna make up for the lack of muscle? I don't know, man. Kids are pretty mad too, but they don't win fights a lot of the time because they don't know how to use their rage. But Language Hacker could use the rage. He could clap me. He could give me the clap, you know. The old language clapper definitely is the best at that. I still think I could. Even with all of that, I still think I'd obliterate him. I still think I would wreck him. He's just so small compared to me. Like I'm not even 6 foot. I'm like barely 6 foot. Like I think I'm technically like 5'10" and a half or something like that. But I'm pretty sure that if it came to it, Language Hacker would have no chance against me. Maybe he could. Maybe the rage could do something, but. All right, next. All right, back to back the 2 GMs that hosted me today. All right, Luna Love. Luna Love. Do they even have a? Does she have a chance against me? I don't think so. I don't think she does. I've never met her in person, so I don't have like a size comparison, but I've seen pictures. I've seen pictures of her alongside other GMs. I think she's kind of short. I'm pretty sure that I would beat up Luna. Pretty sure that I would beat up Luna if it came down to it. I don't know if she'd have a chance. This feels mean. Like I feel mean putting these guys down here. I think I would beat her up. I wouldn't actually do it. I wouldn't actually beat up any of these people. But if it was a cage match and money was on the line, I think I'd go home with the money. I think that's a pretty safe bet just to put it there. That's 4 people I think I could confidently beat up in like a actual fight, like boxing match, you know. I think I could beat them both. Hate to say it, sorry, but that's just the truth. All right, Mick Banterface. Mick Banterface. Again, another person I've never met in real life. Not a person I've met, but I don't know, man. Kind of like with like the Eggo Waffle situation. I'm pretty sure that he's bigger than I'm leading on. Would it be a fair fight or I think it'd be a pretty fair fight. I don't know, man. I don't. I've never met him before. He's always just, he's always sitting in that chair, like all streamers do. I wouldn't beat up these people ever, but if there was a cage match, I'd break their brittle bones and make sure they never escape the cage. Hey, freak show! You're going nowhere. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. One of the best Macho Man cameos of all time. His cameo in Spider-Man. But yeah, I think this would be a fair fight with me and Mick Banter. Again, I don't know much about Mick Banter. I guess I need to tune into more of his streams, but he's usually streaming when I'm sleeping. Yeah, I think this would be a fair fight. It might. I think that they might be the same like the same size like as Eggo Waffle, but I think this would be a fair fight. I don't know enough about him, so I have to put him here. That just seems right. All right, Monsanto. This is probably the reason why I'm doing this is because there was a tweet that I made where it was like oh god, I forget exactly what the tweet was. I think it was like something ask me anything, and somebody asked me what GM I could probably beat in a boxing match, and the very first person that came up in my mind was Monsanto. I'm pretty, and Monsanto literally says he doesn't know how to fight, and I think he would agree with this. I don't think Monsanto ever wants to get into fisticuffs, unless it's about, you know, who has the best hat or something. I think that, Monsanto would get wrecked. I don't think he has a chance. I've also met him in real life. I know that he's way shorter than me. He's way smaller. So, yeah. Monsanto would throw hats at me, yes. He's like Daryl. He's like Daryl, but at the same time, I don't know how effective that'd be. What is he buffing? You can't buff himself with those hats. You can look fashionable with it, but you can't buff yourself. That's not how Daryl works. But yeah, he would throw some hats at me, but I don't think it'd be enough. All right, so the person who I think would actually toss my shit is Muzzy. I think I could confidently put Muzzy up here, and that's because the dude towers over me. I don't know if you guys have ever met Muzzy in real life, but he's like 6'3". Like, the dude is tall. And not only that, he's also built. I don't know if the guy works out, but Muzzy's pretty freaking big compared to me. And I feel like this is acceptable. When I was going through all of these, I'm like, who would actually beat me? Then as soon as I came across Muzzy, I'm like, oh yeah, Muzzy would clap me. No questions asked. I don't think I have a chance. He's in a completely different weight class than me. I don't know if Muzzy is a fighter, but that should give me the advantage, though. I don't think so, man. I don't think it would give me the... yeah, I could do like a sweep kick or something. Maybe if I sweep kick Muzzy, you know, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Yeah, I have heard of that. I have heard of that. But that also, like, the bigger you are, the more damage you can usually take. And it's not like he's like 7 foot and he's gonna like it's not like someone who's 7 foot, they get tripped, they're like gonna, oh no, my only weakness, I'm dead. That never happens. There's usually a reason you have weight classes and stuff because of literally that. Also, have you seen the dance moves to when someone subs on Fino's channel? I have seen Fino move around. I think I definitely need to do like NA streamers or something, or I have to just do like English-speaking streamers and whatnot. That'd be another cool tier list. He'd do a drum solo on his chest before that fight. Would have you? He'd do a drum solo on his chest before that fight and would leave you stunned. Yeah, the freaking, you know, the King Kong prattle, the King Kong or the Donkey Kong rallying cry. Yeah, Muzzy would clap me. And speaking of another person who I think would clap me, I think Nalgul'dan is also like 6 foot and kind of big. So maybe I would put him up here. Like, the only reason I think I might have a chance on Frozen is because he's around the same size as me. Maybe I can like see that stuff coming. But like, maybe he is pretty buff though. I gotta keep that in mind. He could probably throw a mean punch. But Nalgul'dan, I don't know, man. Another person who seems very, very tall and could probably clap me. I really think that Nalgul'dan is, I think he's pretty big. I've never met him in real life, but I have seen pictures. I've seen pictures of him standing next to people, and he usually towers over them. So another example of just like someone you may not expect that could be good at fighting, but I feel like Nalgul'dan could, I feel like he could probably do something here. Okay, No Hands Gamer is up next. How do you give hands to someone who has no hands? I feel like there's no chance that he would win. He's literally disabled. I think that's just it. He's literally disabled. That's not fair for me to fight him. If it came down to it, though, I'm pretty sure that he would lose. Like, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And then, like, okay, and then, like, the last one. The last one's Rami. Rami's a lover, not a fighter. Why do I believe that I could beat half of the GMs in a real fight? But he'd go Super Saiyan. Ooh, okay, he does have the Super Saiyan capabilities. I don't know, man. I think I could still beat Saiyan. I think I could beat Saiyan, no hands. Just saying, though, that's another example of a guy who's huge. Very tall individual. Even further beyond! Yeah, I would put Rami probably in this exact same tier. Yeah, I think I'd have to put Rami near, like, the bottom. Like, I'm gonna put these in, like, a little bit of an order. and how I think it would go down. Maybe Rami would have a better chance than Kale's, but like, I don't know, man. Rami's a lover. Rami is a beast, but Rami is a lover, not a fighter in my experience. I don't know, man. Like, I've talked with Rami before. He seems like a really chill person, where even if it came down to it, if he had to fight, I don't know if he'd do it. He's just a very, very kind soul from what I've seen. But if it came down to it, okay, maybe, okay, I gotta remember, this list is no matter what their personality is, if we were getting into a fight, who would win? Who would win, me or Rami? I'm pretty sure it would be me. So, in reality, maybe I'm supposed to put him here, but I really do believe that Rami wouldn't fight. I feel like if there's gonna be one person on all of these lists who probably wouldn't fight and would probably be like, nah, I don't want to do it, it would probably be Rami. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreaching here. Maybe I'm overreaching here. But this is I think this is pretty fair. I think this is pretty fair. I'm not exactly the most buff person ever. Don't Nalgo Dan and Rami have the same favorite drink? I believe they do. I believe they do. But just because you share a favorite drink doesn't mean you share the same personality traits. I don't know enough about Nalgo Dan, so you have to remember this is me assuming. And me assuming because I know Rami, I don't think he would fight. Nalgo Dan, I know nothing about him, and all I have is the fact that he towers over me. I would be scared going into that fight. I don't think I'd be scared going up against Rami whatsoever. I think this is the list. I think this is it. I think I post this. See what happens. Oh my god. Yeah, I think this is pretty fair. I believe I could beat every single one of these guys, and I'm not sure about the rest of these. Maybe Killing All Day could be more of a fair fight, but I don't know if Killen's a fighter. I don't think he is. Same thing with Eddie. I don't think that they're fighters. These guys I don't know enough about, but they scare me in terms of like they're around the same size or they could do something wacky. Like Fled has got that smile, you know? He's got that smile where you never know what's on his mind. Maybe he could beat the fuck out of you if you gave him a chance. I think this is the list though. I think this does it. If this video or if this post that I make on Twitter gets a lot of interactions, I will do more of these. So if you guys want to see more of these, feel free to let me know. Put it in chat or put it in the comment sections depending on where you're seeing this. But yeah, this is actually a lot more fun than I thought it would be.